46. Ovaroru, nicely thighed girl. After you very carefully cook many kinds of sweets for Madhumatana, Krishna, on the order of the Queen of Braj, Yasoda, you hand them to your girlfriends like me to bring them to Krishna. Ovaroru, nicely thighed girl. After you very carefully cook many kinds of sweets for Madhumatana, Krishna, on the order of the Queen of Braj, Yasoda, you hand them to your girlfriends like me to bring them to Krishna. There's a very nice word play on the name of Krishna here. In another place, Anantadas Babaji explains it. The word Madhumatana, Madhu means monster, and Madana means the slayer. So Krishna is the one who kills the monsters. But also Madhu means sweetness. So Krishna is the one who slays the worldly sweetnesses so that we can find the spiritual sweetness. And so here, Radha is preparing sweets for the slayer of sweetness. So here, commentary by Anantadas Babaji. In his Svarupa Vesh, Sri Raghunath Das serves Swamini. He has a very vivid experience of these rasic services. In the previous verse, he perceived the Surya Puja. And in this verse, he sees how he or she is ordered by Swamini to bring ladus and other savories to Krishna's abode, Nandishvara, in the afternoon, after Swamini had been ordered to diligently prepare these dishes by Mother Yasoda. After Srimati performed the worship of the sun god at 3:30 p.m., she is forced to separate from Krishna after playing with him for more than 4 hours at midday, because her mother-in-law takes her back home. This was the verse we read yesterday. In Govinda Lilamrita, this event is beautifully depicted. The picture of fair brown Radhika's golden body. The picture, so the vase with this shape. The picture of fair brown Radhika's golden body was filled with the pleasing milk of her heart's lovers' playful sports. This gave great joy to the eyes of her girlfriends. But now this jug lost its color, since the position of her separation from Krishna turned the milk sour, and her eyes began to burn of it. Now Babaji explains, when Sri Radhika comes home, her girlfriends anoint her transcendental body with cooling substances like camphor, sandal paste, and so on. But these things immediately dry up and fall from her burning body again. That is how afflicted she is out of separation from her prana vallabha. The Sakis are thus continually engaged in anointing Sri Radhika's limbs with sandalwood pulp, lotus stems, green tender leaves, and shoots and other cooling substances. Meanwhile, one gopi named Chandanakala comes and tells Radhika that the queen of Braj, Yasoda, has ordered her to cook Krishna's evening meal. After Radhika hears from Chandanakala about all the nectarian leelas that Krishna was playing at his parental home, she personally begins to cook sweets for him, just to remain patient. Shri Siddha Krishna Das Babaji sings in his Pratanamrita Tarangini, O Gandharvika Chandana Kala, a gopi that was sent by Queen Yasoda, quickly comes to you and tells you to make and send some cakes for Govinda's evening meal. When you drink these ambrosial words through your ears, you immediately go to the kitchen with your assistants. O merciful one, when can I attain that fortunate state that I can clean your kitchen, make a fire in the hearth, clean the cauldron, and put it on the hearth? I will bring water, coconuts, ghee, small bananas, sugar and farina, and I will grind black pepper and hand that to you while you blissfully sit down on a stool. When will you delight the eyes of this maidservant by making amrita kelika pies and other savories for your beloved. So Mother Yashoda, the mother of Krishna, the foster mother of Krishna, says that she must come to make dinner. And the thought of Krishna and his pastimes comes to her, and it is so sweet coming into her ears. It is so sweet to savor in her ears that she immediately starts to make sweets, sweet cakes. So she doesn't make a savory dinner for Krishna like she should. Before even going to Krishna, she makes sweet things for him. The sweetness of the thought of the pastimes is translated into the sweetness of the pleasure that she'll give him through the sweet cakes that she makes. And of course, Kusumanjali wants to do everything to help. Fix the fire, bring the ingredients, do everything that can help Radhika to give pleasure to her Krishna. So the love of Radha for her Krishna is our purpose. We assume in our thoughts and in our hearts the position of the Manjari, who's helping in all the ways, Radha, to increase the pleasure of her beloved. Now Babaji comments again. The preparations Swamini single-handedly cooks for her prananata in the evening on the order of Mother Yashoda are excellent. She does not wear many ornaments, and she cooks alone. There's nobody around, so she does not have many clothes on. The maidservant can thus relish the sweetness of her scantily clad body, and she jokingly says, Hey, Shamaju, the cooling sandal paste and camphor I put on your body to extinguish the fire of your separation from Krishna swiftly turned into dust and powder. But how amazing! Now the fire you used to make cakes for Krishna is quickly cooling off. Hearing these words, you affectionately tapped me on the cheek with your finger. So now it's not the image of the sweetness we have described, we have the image of the heat. In her separation, she's burning. And at the same time, there's a fire in the stove where she's doing her cooking. And that heat is what makes it possible for her to create the sweet cakes to give pleasure to her Mohan, to her Krishna. The heat of the separation, even though it's painful, increases the joy, the love that can pass between Radha and Mohan. Swamini puts all the preparations on golden plates and covers them with sheets. So what color of plates? golden, Gaura, the shining color of Swamini. She puts all the preparations on golden plates and covers them with sheets. She has full faith that Tulasi and the other maidservants will feed Krishna as if she herself is doing it. Your girlfriends, of whom I am one. Oops. She says, Mad Vidanam Nija Sapkinam, which means your girlfriends, of whom I am one. The practicing devotee should also immerse himself, herself in that ras. So that is the maidservants serving Krishna as if it's Radha herself. So that emotion of doing everything that Radha would want to be done for her lover, for her beloved. Shri Narottam Das Thakur sings, don't place your trust in the material body. Trust should be placed in the spiritual body. I am your maidservant. What a beautiful introduction. And now from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the bliss of Brahman multiplied 10 million times is not one drop compared to the ocean of bliss the devotee swims in when he considers himself to be Krishna's servant. So Brahman means here all of reality, all of creation. And the pleasure of experiencing Brahman is nothing compared to the experience of swimming in the feelings that come when we are able to serve Krishna. So all of reality, the pleasure, the bliss of all of reality is nothing like one drop of the ocean of bliss that the devotee swims in. Because when the devotee is swimming in the ocean of bliss, it's because that feeling is being put into the service the devotee is doing. And it's through that relation of feeling in our service, which is what bhakti means, devotional service. It's that through that feeling that we find our happiness and that Krishna finds his happiness as well. Babaji goes on, and the self-identification as Radha's maidservant is even more blissful than that. Radharani considers the kinkaris to be her own. My Rupa, my Tulasi, my maidservant. Oh, Swamini, I don't want anything else but to belong to your group. Please take me by the hand and accept me as your maidservant. A little of this great aspiration should also arise within the hearts of the practicing devotee. Swamini now sends Tulasi off to Nandishvara with Shamasundar's eatables. Nandishvara, this is the place where he's living. Tightly hugging her, she says, Tulasi, go now. I cannot go myself, but I will be as much satisfied when you feed Krishna as when I do it myself. How affectionate Swamini is to Tulasi. The practicing devotee should awaken feelings like, oh, will I not get such affection from you even one day in my life? My heart cries for getting that affection. Have mercy and keep me at the feet of your Rupa and your Tulasi. Crying like this, the sadhaka will faint and bring down the shower of Swamini's mercy. How mercifully Swamini keeps the maidservant at her chest. Such compassion as the maidservant enjoy cannot be found anywhere else. O Swamini, I want to spend my whole life with the awareness that I am your maidservant. If one cherishes this desire, one will indeed be able to spend one's whole life in this mood. Swamini wears a thin sari, not covering her head with her veil. She's in her own home, saying, Tulasi, go now. Feed him nicely, and then come back. You all know that I am controlled by my superiors. I cannot go myself. When you keep your chest to mine, then you will understand. Look into my eyes once. Then she holds Tulasi to her chest and lovingly hands her the dishes for her prananata. What an excellent service this is. The Goswamis cried for such service with breaking hearts. I have to serve Sham while my heart is merged in Swamini's heart, and my eyes have merged in her eyes. Oh, that says it all. Oh, Gurudev. So the Manjari thinks, I repeat, I have to serve Sham while my heart is merged in Swamini's heart, and my eyes have merged in her eyes. So the point is to give bliss to Krishna through Radha's love. And the Manjari does this by making her heart one with Radha. My heart is merged with Swamini's heart, it says. And then even more with my eyes merged in her eyes, so that what she sees with her spiritual eyes, I can see with my spiritual eyes. This is the desire of the Manjari. This is the mood of the Manjari. Such a sweet service cannot be found anywhere. As soon as Tulasi takes the plates from Swamini's hands, she does not feel anything anymore. As soon as Tulasi takes the plates from Swamini's hands, she does not feel anything anymore. What a heart-rending agony she feels when the vision stops. Raghunath pitifully cries, O Swamini, when will you send me your preparations to Krishna through me? O Swamini, when will you send your preparations to Krishna through me? Shri Haripad sings, O nicely thighed Shri Radhika, O enchantress of Govinda. When you receive the order from Goteshwara Yasoda, you prepare many kinds of sweets named Paramrita according to your own wish. In his Manjari, Swarup Raghunatha says, when will that blessed day come when you will place these dishes in the hands of Lalita and your other Sakhis, or even in my hands? When can I blissfully carry these 4 kinds of delicious foodstuffs and place them into Mother Yashoda's hands? That's the end of the commentary to verse 46. Verse 47. O Bhavye, beautiful, auspicious girl, when will the queen of Raj, as I bring her the sweets, hold her forehead on my forehead in loving joy as if she is my mother, and inquire about your well-being, knowing me to be yours? O Bhavye, beautiful, auspicious girl, when will the queen of Raj, as I bring her the sweets, hold her forehead on my forehead in loving joy, as if she is my mother, and inquire about your well-being, knowing me to be yours? Explanation by Anantadas Babaji. In a divine vision, Sri Raghunath perceived his devotional service. And now that the vision is gone, he prays. In this way, he goes on continuously. Shri Radhika sends Tulasi off to Nandishvara with sweets for Krishna. When Tulasi arrives at Nandishvara, she keeps the plate with edibles on a proper place and bows down to Mother Yasoda. Mother Yasoda embraces Tulasi, affectionately holds her forehead on Tulasi's forehead, and asks her about Radhika's welfare. Shri Radhika is called Bhavya here, or auspicious girl. She who works for Krishna's welfare. Ma Yashoda loves Radhika as much as her own mother Kirtida does. And Srila Raghunatha says, Rajendragini Krishna Praya Sneha Nikitanam. Shri Radhika, she loves Radhika as much as she loves Krishna even. How much Mother Yashoda loves Radharani. Srila Rupa Goswami has written, she is loved by Achyuta's mother. It was only 7 or 8 hours since Radhika was at Nandishvara.
That is Krishna. His Krishna name is Achyuta.
So she is loved by Krishna's mother, Achyuta. And now again, Babaji, it was only 7 or 8 hours since Radhika was at Nandishvara to cook Krishna's breakfast. Yet Mother Yashoda is already very anxious about her welfare. How much Yashoda loves the maidservants, knowing them to belong to Shri Radha. She loves them as if she is their own mother. Shri Raghunathas, who floats on the waves of prayer, directly perceives this pastime within his heart. Through their own example, the Acharyas have shown that one must be very eager to attain one's beloved Lord. The devotee should never think, whatever I do, I'm satisfied with that. It is the nature of devotion that one is never satisfied with it. It is the nature of devotion that one is never satiated with it. The desire is always increasing. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sri Sanatana Goswami describes how Narada Muni prayed for the following boon. Boon means good fortune, good luck. O Shri Krishna Chandra, may, by your mercy, nobody ever be satiated with their love and devotion for you. For you are transcendental bliss personified. So I pray that everyone is always wanting more, always thirsty, always greedy and desirous. This is what we want. In material consciousness, we look for satisfaction. We want to get enough, and we never do. In spiritual consciousness, we want always to be longing. We want always to be thirsty. And our thirst increases. So Narada Muni prayed that no one should be satiated. And now Krishna will answer. He says, O teacher of all clever arts, what kind of boon do you seek from me? My devotion, my mercy, and my love are naturally inexhaustible. You have wandered around everywhere, starting from Prayagatirtha, hearing about my devotees and seeing them. They are all the objects of my mercy. They have all their desires fulfilled, and they can deliver the whole world. Although you see that there are different levels of them, you cannot see that any one of them is ever satiated with their devotion to me. Therefore, please pray for another boon to me. So Krishna is saying to Narada Muni, thank you for this nice wish, but it's already true. It's already true that my devotees are never satiated with devotion. They always want to give more love, more devotion. The devotee should know, Babaji says now, the devotee should know that his bhajan is in a diseased state if he feels satiated in his sadhana. One can measure one's advancement and taste for bhajan in the way in which one is greedy, eager, unsatisfied with spiritual flavors. How eager Shri Rupa and Raghunath were. Hearing it, even a stone heart would melt. Shri Rupa Goswami said, you are Sukhamaya and Sukamayi. You're always absorbed in blissful pastimes. I thought I would not show you how my heart is burning, but I cannot keep from telling you anymore. See how your Rupa's heart is burning. And there's a quote from Utkalika Valeri, very nice name, which says, all the pastime places are still here, right before my eyes. And even today, these pastimes are going on. But I don't get any response. Your pastimes are not floating upon my eyes. So Babaji comments now, explains a devotee should wander around like mad in this way. Shri Rupa and Raghunath stayed under different trees every night just to experience the different spiritual pastimes that Radha and Krishna were performing at each place. When the devotee is in Braj, he should feel, even now your pastimes are going on here. Why I cannot see them? Please let me see what pastimes are going on now. Let me be so fortunate. Why can't I see Vrindavan as your real, actual playground? Shri Raghunath has chosen Shri Radha's dearmost playground, Shri Radhakund, as his place of worship. And by the mercy of the Kund, he directly perceives all her transcendental pastimes. Now he is not Raghunath, he is Tulasi Manjari. Mother Yasoda holds her forehead on my forehead and asks me about Shri Radhika's welfare, saying, "How is my Radhika? Will I not even experience one drop of this affection?" The neophyte devotees should lament like this also. Ma Yashoda loves the kinkaris so much because she knows that they belong to Sri Radha. Radharani's affection is infused in her maidservants. And when Mother Yashoda sees them, she is as happy as when she sees Radharani herself. Blessed is Sri Radha's service. The devotees should eagerly wander from forest to forest of Braj, crying and crying, "O Vrindavan, O Vrindavan's inhabitants, O Vrindavan's sky, wind, trees, vines, deer, and birds. Let everyone know that I am Radha's maidservant. You all be kind to me. Make this consciousness within me very firm. O Radhe, where are you? This whole forest is illuminated by your golden splendor. Keep me spiritually alive with just one drop of this luster. I don't have anyone else but you." Now from Sri Narottam Das Thakur, you are famous throughout the three worlds for being so compassionate on the fallen, unfortunate souls. Hearing this from the mouths of the sadhus, I have joyfully taken shelter of you. Don't let me down. You are my shelter. I'm living in Vrindavan, the kingdom of devotional enthusiasm. But I'm simply engrossed in bodily consciousness. How unfortunate I am. When I hear and chant the great words of the acharyas, I will certainly attain that devotional eagerness. Then I will wander from forest to forest, crying, "Where are you, Radharani?" Your golden luster illuminates the whole of Vrindavan. My mind and eyes subsist on a mere drop of this luster. Day and night there will be only this prayer in my heart. Narottam Das continues, Hari, Hari, when will that day be mine when I can touch their bodies, see them, and serve them? I will blissfully render service with Lalita and Vishaka. Stringing garlands of different flowers, I will fill up a golden basket with camphor and betel leaves and place them on their lips. Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan are the treasure of my heart and the means of my subsistence. All glories to the Savior of the fallen. Please give me this treasure. I don't want anything else but that. This is the pure experience of the acharyas. I don't want anything else but that. We should stay in the Vrajvana in this mood, not having a liking for anything else. But unfortunately, a soul like me likes many other things, despite living in the Vrajvana. Profit, adoration, distinction, money, and whatnot. Where will I find this treasure of my heart, for whom I have given up everything to come to Braj, Radha Krishna? There's no other hope than their mercy. Tulasi enjoys Mother Yashoda's affection. Mother Yashoda engages Sri Radhika in cooking for her Gopala because she knows that it will increase his lifespan, his health, and his beauty. This purpose is clearly visible in her eyes. How much possessiveness she feels for the eatables that were cooked by Radhika's own hands. Mother Yashoda is Gopala's Kalyana Karini, she who arranges for Gopala's welfare. This is clearly visible in her eyes. Tulasi understands her mood and thus calls Radhika Bhaviye, she who works for Krishna's welfare. Tulasi's heart is filled with Mother Yashoda's affection, and Shri Radhika's great glories, and this makes her very proud. Suddenly, the divine vision vanishes, and anxiously Raghunath Das falls on the bank of Radhakund and prays for devotional service. Shri Rasika Chandra Das sings, O Radhike, you are the very form of auspiciousness. Receiving your order, I will take different kinds of sweets and go to Nandarani, to Queen Yashoda. Mother Yashoda will blissfully put everything away and then place her forehead to my forehead, full of affection, as if she is my mother. Then she will inquire about your welfare, knowing me to be your girlfriend. And thus concludes the commentary to verse 47.
ऐसा यहाँ प्लेट रखा है तुरंत बना के दे। हाँ इन लोग
Gurudev, may I ask you to explain a little the relation between Radha and Yashoda? How are they feeling with each other?
like a daughter, because she knows that my son loves Radhika. Mother knows everything. So mother knows everything. So she knows that my son has so much love for Radhika. So that way, she wants that she always with me, near to me. She knows after that she's married to someone. After that, she loves very much. And this marriage is also happened because of the Krishna. He makes so much difficulty in the life of Radhika that not to remember him. He involved in the family life, involved in this way. But she never do this. Only she has them in mind Krishna. Because they are two, one soul. They get the two body. Aditya, jam लगा दो जो है jam नहीं लगाओ ना. The cream. Can you give some cream to him? Philadelphia cream for putting in the जाम देने का जरूरत नहीं, वो सब मीठा मेडिसिन है, ये बता रहे हैं। दो रुपए दो बहुत सारे थोड़ा लगा दो, ज्यादा लगाने not only Radhika, she loved the maid servant of Radhika. This is Mother Lita. Most beautiful. Thank you. Jai Jai Shri Radha.
Thank you, Gurudev. Jai Shri Radha.
Radhe Radhe Govinda.